The boohoo effect here. I noticed Tracy's got a live up that she did, I don't know, 12, 15 hours ago, somewhere in there. And it's almost 2 hours long. I'm going to try to do this into one video in my response. I don't know, it might bleed into part two. Tracy has a tendency to deviate and to engage in a lot of verbiage that's not even connected to, any relevance regarding me. Because she goes in and out of her vacation and then back to the trolling, then, her vacation. It's like the trolling is entwined with her vacation. So let's just get started here.
So first of all, bear in mind, my last 7 videos have been about my real life.
That's not true. You posted 2 videos defending Lowell's Junkie's honor. Trying to justify how innocent she is, about that hangout she did with Katie. But we'll just get into that later.
Last video was about walking to St. Govan's Chapel.
Okay, I'm going to be skipping along. She's going to go in and out, talking predominantly about her vacation. So I'm going to kind of skip along.
Yesterday, and then I was so tired, I mentally couldn't be, which I thought was an important thing to do. Some man on the run.
When I posted up my last video, comment on this thread.
And that's what I did. So.
Stupidity is limitless. Check this out. Okay, she's reviewing, I believe, my last video where I mentioned to Tracy that I think she's the sock account Norman Gay, in which I now know it's Tiffany. But, Tiffany and Tracy are both known to use socks, to add to their trolling. What perplexes me is the length of time that Tiffany has been using that sock. That's what really threw me. But that's a sock guessing game. I mean, a lot of people's guessed me to be 10 different socks, and I'm neither one. I haven't used a sock since 2015. But let's go on. This is Trollop's latest video. And look at this thread. This comment wasn't here when I posted up my last video. Comment on this thread. Check this out. Norman Gray. And I suspect that's Tracy. I mean, she does this stuff all the time. She socks up.
Been supporting you the whole of the time that this has been. I then...
Stupidity is limitless. Check this out. This is Trollop's latest video. And look at this thread. This comment wasn't here when I posted up my last video. Comment on okay, it's discussing the Norman Gay account. That's Tiffany. This thread. Check this out. Norman Gray. And I suspect that's Tracy. I mean, she does this stuff all the time. She socks up. She's the only one that's done it.
What do you mean? I'm the only one that socks up, and you got more socks than me, Google.
No, I didn't say you're the only one. I said you sock up. And I don't have socks. I have multiple other channels to dispense multiple videos, but they're known as me. I don't sock up because, for one, I like to reply from my main because I want people to know where the message is coming from. But socking up in the context that you're doing it undercover. My other multiple accounts is just other channels I use to disseminate multiple videos.
My socks are all named and quite plainly me, but let's go on because this is not the bit. I know who that sock is. That sock confessed to me. That sock comes from your side.
There's no side. Tiffany is not on my side. You see, this is the gang mentality that you, Trollop, Lowell's Junkie, and others behold. There is nobody on my side. If somebody wants to comment on my thread, if they're being, genuine, then I have no problem with that. But I am part of no gang. I've excluded myself from communities on Google Plus that starts turning into a gang stalking festival. So I don't engage in gangs.
Pissin,
there's no sides. You got to cut that in-group mentality out.
Who owns that sock actually told me I've been supporting you the whole of the time that this has been going on. Secretly, this is my channel. I make comments, and even while I've been friends with these guys, I am supporting you all, and I own that account. Look at the support I give you, so I'm not sure why you're mad at me. Now, I'm going to give that person their own chance to...
Okay, I think she's referring to Tiffany here. I don't know if she thinks Tiffany's mad at her. I don't know who she's referring to. She's not clarifying enough because she's not naming, her intended subject matter as a person too often.
I'm going to give that person their own chance.
Okay, she's talking about Tiffany.
I'm not going to pretend I don't like you. That I like you and that I don't know what you're fucking about. I'm the person who don't know. I've been supporting you for months.
Okay, yeah, she's talking about Tiffany here.
I've been behind you guys for absolute months, even though you think that...
I'm gonna address Tiffany in another video, so I'm gonna skip along.
I'm against you. Has no reason to. The last interactions I had with Boohoo was he came on my live, then asked me to contact Braden Landon, which I did.
Yeah, I brought up the idea. I think Braden Landon should be contacted directly. I didn't want to do it because I'm the one that's being framed for being Braden or thought to be Braden. And I didn't want him to get paranoid and think that I was in on this scheme. So I thought it'd be better if some outsider contacted him. That was, in complete, in accordance if you wanted to go there, Tracy.
Shit.
I just thought, he's an innocent person and he should be cleared.
With him what I did, and then it all just kicked off.
Yeah, it kicked off. And I'll tell you how. You know what's going on. You're playing. You see, every time I start exchanging with somebody else, especially somebody that is trolling alongside you, you act like you don't know what's going on other than what I'm doing wrong. It's been your history with everyone I've exchanged with. You're completely in the dark about everything other than any negativity directed towards me. Then you get involved and then we eventually start exchanging. It started off with Elliot. Laugh now, cry later. It started off with him coming on my thread. I can't believe I'm even explaining this. You already know all this. And he was trying to push the Frank docs. And I told him, look, I already know about the Frank docs. Why are you trying to push it on me? He got upset and went over Night Sabers and started trolling me with him. Because Night Sabers was accusing me of being Professor Doom. And then, in a video I said, you guys got the wrong docs. He's not Frank Jardim. Well, Trollope took offense and started making issues about the arm and arm hair debacle. Saying that, he dyed his hair, blah, blah, blah. Because Trollope, we've had this issues before with Trollope. I mentioned that, that Frank Jardim's revolver does not match Agent 19's. Well, he threw a tantrum then. And this is Trollope. He's got a short temper. He gets upset when you don't agree with him. And that kicked off, and it's still going because Trollope is trying to, he thinks that he's this formidable, effective troll that holds a lot of weight, especially with truth and facts. And he doesn't know anything. He gets everything wrong. He's stabbing in the dark and just guessing. And he's playing off like he's this leader of truth and facts. And I've, forgave him for that. I overlooked it all. I thought, okay, well, let him do his thing, let him get his glory. But I never did like that. That's why, I was in, at odds with Agent 19. He was getting some doxes wrong. But it just went from there. And then Lulz Junkie came in on it, went on my thread, how disappointing, and saying some things. And that's Lulz Junkie, though. Lulz Junkie will... she'll turn on a dime. She'll turn on you. For no reason at all. She's done it when I was exchanging with Monograph and Agent 19. She came on my thread, and then all of a sudden she's teamed up with Katie, and she's doing these hangouts and talking trash about you and I.
Of course, I got personal thoughts on what I think is to do with, but they're my personal thoughts.
You always have personal thoughts. You're always getting involved with my exchanges, with excuses and stories attached.
So,
I mean, you've done it with Forrest and Harry. You know, you befriended Forrest, and I was shocked, really. I was, because of your history with them in your family. And initially, you know, I was civil to Forrest, but I thought, no, I'm not going to befriend Forrest, you know, when I have not made that decision myself. And that's what kicked it off between you and me. You backed up Forrest and Harry. You did it with Doug McGuire. Doug thumbs up a comment, call me a pedo. And that's what kicked off. And you get on and start defending him. You know, start complimenting him. You're funny, you're good looking. I stand behind you. I don't know what Boohoo's problem is. And you made multiple videos that I ignored with you picking fights. Saying that I start everything. Everything is always my fault. Every time I exchange with people. You know, I started exchanging with Katie again. You know, after I was exchanging with you guys, fighting with you guys on Google Plus, alongside with Gam in your group. And then it started again when I was being accused of troll. My point is you get involved in every one of my exchanges. Your excuse for teaming up with Katie against me is, I'm not going to let my friend, you know, get trolled and I'm going to sit back and do nothing. You got involved with that exchange for no reason at all, Tracy. And, you know, our history together, my long-standing support of you and defending you and your family, you shouldn't even be asking questions what's going on and going against me and supporting my opponents. You should say, look, I don't know what's going on with you and Boohoo, but I stand behind Boohoo. We go back a long ways. He's been there for me. But you don't do that. You do that selectively when you're ready, but you don't do it at the times that you need to do it to defend me. You automatically take the other side's story. Defense. But let's go on.
Finish this bit of audio. Because why is that? When I'm in the most beautiful part of the country, going to places of great historic value and spiritual significance. Oh, fuck this. Because I never expected it. I don't know who I thought the channel was. I never really thought about it. I'm not really into exposing people just because they have a channel and they're not using their name. Same way as I stuck up for Braden Landon and other people.
You didn't really stick up for Braden Landon. You were in on trolling Braden Landon as myself. You're only going on, you know, my request for you to let Braden Landon know what's going on. I never really seen you stick up for that dox. And I'm pretty convinced still that you think that I am Braden Landon still.
I don't feel that people have got to use their names. But
then why were you trying to dox me? Why were you, stalking Braden Landon's family? You posted up a picture of Barrett Landon and his wife, and you put the child in there. You, put effects on the head of the child, but you still chose that picture instead of just choosing a picture of Brandon himself or with his wife. That was a threat. That was a threat to silence me, thinking that I am Barrett Landon at that time. To silence me, you're basically saying in principle that if you don't shut up and silence yourself, Boohoo, I'm going to stalk you and your family. And you know that's what the hidden message was about. It was a veiled threat.
This is now the excuse to drag me in it, I'm guessing.
I'm not dragging you in nothing. You chose to post videos. You posted 2 videos while you're walking in a green field and defending Lulz Junkie. And I'll tell you about that. Lulz Junkie knew what she was doing. She never questioned the validity of what Katie was claiming about her family. She went with it because she liked what she was hearing. A normal person would have said, wait a minute. I need to see some proof because this is some pretty serious allegations in nature about children. I need to see some proof. She never did. You're defending her because she's part of your group. And again, once again, you're going against me because you like that, because you're angry at me. You know, you get in to what, that we grew cold on Facebook. What's Facebook have to do with it? I told you I don't like to discuss too many issues on Facebook. I get in there and you're bombarding me with accusations and I stay away from it. I go on my channel, I do my thing, my time is limited, I work, and you're making up some theory that I'm upset and I'm ignoring you, and that's not the case. You get quiet yourself, UK Troll. For whatever reason, you stop talking and comment on my threads, and you comment on other people's. But if I bring it up, you're saying I'm jealous. I mean, you can't win with you. It's never your fault. I'm always the one that antagonizes things. I'm always the one that plays psychological games. I'm always the jealous one. You got the same theory going on and on and on. I've been reading old messages from 2011 last night, and it's the same theme with you. The exact same theme. You know, your psychology that you use about other people, you know, how they're never going to be like you, and, you know, how they're using you, and, you know, you kicked off with me. It's the same crap. 11 years and counting.
And you know they were trolling. Now, you're taking the word of Katie, so that means
Was blaming me and Gam.
as face value because they were saying it was doo-doo. Katie,
Another thing I don't do is call people stupid, childlike names like doo-doo and things like that.
Yeah, that's Tiffany. Skip along.
pretending to be a little girl. That is emulating and stalking this
Okay, I'm already at 17 minutes on this phone. This might have to bleed into a part 2. We'll see.
girl.
Wouldn't be the first person to pretend to be a little girl, because I remember Phil the Younger had quite a role as...
That's a little bit different. Phil, made up a fictitious person as an underage female. What Night Sabers is doing is stalking and preying on a real life person, a real life girl. And she's, addressed the problem in a video, naming Night Sabers to be Juan Roman. I don't know if that's his docs. That's why I haven't been pushing it. I haven't verified that yet. But there's a big difference there. A real life girl is being stalked. Yes, a lot of people pretend to be other people, but this is a real life, preying and stalking an underage girl. That's how it started out. She was underage.
Pretending to be a little girl. I know other channels that have pretended to be female and had communications with themselves.
But it doesn't make it right what Night Sabers is doing. We have a moral obligation to stand against that. All right?
That shit's been going on since fucking...
That still doesn't make it right. Just because other people are doing it doesn't mean that we should just overlook it, because it happens all the time. Majority doesn't rule here. Principles rule here. Females, young females being targeted, being catfished, being impersonated counts here.
I was going to say the year dot, but that shit's been going on since going right back to where I came from. People pretending to be people they're not, usually to try and infiltrate people or get information. But I don't give a fuck. It's nothing to do with me. Yeah.
Yes, it does have to do with you. Night Sabers comments in and around your group, and you said nothing. It's not like, Night Sabers is not affiliated with you at all. He's been a part of this scene, this particular pocket of trolls, for 11 years, and everybody knows who he is. You should rightfully be calling him out because he's in front of your face. He's making it personal in front of you. He's commenting to you. You're commenting to him. It's in front of your face. If something is in front of your face, you should do something about it if that person is doing something terribly wrong. You would do it for a slug. You would do it for a snail. I've heard your talks with Lynn. If you come across a slug or a snail, whatever it was, a snail, crossing a sidewalk, you would help it out because it was in front of you. That doesn't mean that you have to help every snail in the world. you know, but you helped that snail because it was crossing your path and you're going to put it to safety.
I'm here and you want me to take notice of an argument about whether someone is a fucking man or a woman? I don't give a fucking rat's ass.
Hey, I don't want you to take notice of anything. I would expect you to do the moral thing and to call some, you know, pedophile that's impersonating this girl and call him out and rake him over the coals and kick him out. Tell him where to go. You know, I don't expect you to call the cops, to make a court case out of it. Just do the right thing and just, you know, set him straight and let him know that you do not agree with what he is doing. I'm not asking you to care. I'm not asking you to do anything you don't want to do. But when I get called out by Trollop Rules, I am going to bring it up because I don't think he's in a position to be judging me. He's been telling lies about me, and I'm going to put it in his face about what he's actually doing.
Devil himself. It has zero effect on my life. It has zero effect on my fortunes. It has zero effect on my well-being. So it's of no interest to me. Why should it be? I haven't got to get involved in an argument.
No, you're not getting involved with the Night Sabers because you don't care. But you are getting involved with my exchanges with Trollop and Elliot. You've been, you know, making comments. You made a comment in reference that I might be Night Sabers. That's not a favorable comment to myself. That's actually, you know, excusing your lack of actions against Night Sabers, using me as the tool, the sacrifice to make that point that I might be Night Sabers. That's why you haven't blocked him. You know, you're trolling alongside with these people. You know, a real friend would have said something. It's like, hey, me and Boo go back far. You know, he is my friend. Just want to let you know. But you're not doing that. You're a preponderant influence on these people, and you know it.